Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back up here. And thank you guys for coming in. CF, thank you. Seeing you up here warms my heart. Thank you guys for coming in and the support and everything, watching our channel. What did they came in today? Staying true to yourself. Kind of like a interesting topic. With this, we're gonna give you some little bit experience in there, but it's also what is that gonna do to your journey, in the spirit and the soul, and evolutions with that. Hi, Lorna. Thank you for coming in. And what is why is so crucial? Here is that comes in when you're staying true to yourself in there. That is that one of the truth is going to be present within the relationship as it is. Okay. And staying a truth to yourself is the crucial because you're not lying to yourself. That way, you are in agreement from within you. And yeah, you can maybe facing certain challenges. Personally, we're talking about this for it. But when you stay in the truth, you are removing what is has to come out, what needs to be purged out, and so on. Hi, Ella. Thank you for coming in. And here is, guys. I'm giving you Paulina so she can take over.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for this introduction. Yeah, for everyone who was recently going through some weird purges and just trying to make up their minds about certain things and find the solutions and went through some certain decisions, there were some kind of a test these days because they were really testing who or what are you really choosing within the journey. And especially dealing with soul connections, you may be tempted to choose um, the scenario that kind of matches your predictions or matches your visions, how you see that the journey will be unfolding. And as you go through and you're making those choices and you think you're choosing right, somehow on the way you will be getting those signals that you forgot about something. You try to um, maybe match too much towards other person, even for the sake of just maintaining the connection, that it was those kinds of choices that you do for the sake of someone, even though you want to make them because you want everything to go as smooth as possible, especially people who have tendencies to overshare, overgive, or just neglect their needs because they just or neglect their visions, or they are lacking their own visions. That's gonna be big test just to develop those and just to not forget that those right connections that are supposed to stick to you, they will be sticking to you, and especially they will be feeling right only when you're sticking to your true self. And personally, that's how it was for me, that several times already within the connection with Dio, anytime I was kind of forgetting about my own needs or tried to make it work from this old way of thinking, oh, let me step back, let me just maybe do something more here, let me adjust myself. There was those voices that were coming clearly, aren't you forgetting about yourself? Like, and aren't you just acting from this place of fear that maybe that's gonna be too much of a test for the connection? Maybe you don't know how the other person will react. Maybe it will create some uncomfortable situations, but it's just kind of asking you to go through that no matter what and just get rid of this old fears that, oh my god, I may lose this connection again, especially for people who have been through separations and this kind of traumatic experience. Of course, that's something you want to avoid, to the point that sometimes you are ready to even really put aside all your needs or those visions that you have just for the sake of maintaining it. And it's sometimes we are just not realizing how it's important to build those connections out of um, this staying true to yourself place, instead of fear that, oh my god, maybe that's gonna be too much of a test, maybe the connection will be harmed. This is just a test for the connection. If it's strong enough, you can do it and you can go through those moments together, and there's always solution that will be matching this proper flow, that both people feel flexible and they feel kind of free. just to do find this proper solution in between, this balance.
All right, so here it's coming in. It's a little bit. Let's open the can and let the worms comes out. For it. Um, Here's what I'm gonna be talking about: staying to your true self. I think that this is gonna help a lot of people. When you doing your inner work, we're talking about you took your time, you understanding yourself, you read things, or you do some work on you, you begin to realizing things within your head, and so on and so on and so on. You put all this time, effort, and energy of reprogramming yourself, right? And now you're understanding what is the truth is. Here is coming this moment that you're going to be tested. And now, staying the truth to yourself, to what self though? To the new self or to the old self? And when you gonna facing this energies of that, as Paulina said, you're gonna get in this flags in there. You're gonna get this lights in there, and that's gonna be something that says like bang, bang, bang. You're forgetting what kind of like inner work that you do to yourself, that you're gonna be changing yourself. Bang, bang, bang. Did you see that this thing is gonna change you of either going to this new ascension, this grow up that you wanted to do? Did you forget that you need to act a little differently? And this is at moments when you actually begin to staying true to your true self in a spiritual realm with performance as a you becoming the true self as a spirituality from it in you. Okay. Yes, you're gonna have all the battles that you have in a mental or emotional or spiritual level and so on. Okay. What you need to do and to understand there is your action. And the action is gonna prove how true did you stay to that self, that higher self of you, that new self that you developed, that the new ascension personality that you want to develop. Because the journey is not only about going out on the honeymoons and having things and so on. Don't forget about it as a relationship. You came in here, first of all, to improve yourself. But as Paulina said, don't forget about yourself because you're gonna facing the old patterns. I'm gonna sacrifice myself. I'm gonna be doing it in this, so just the other person can be okay. So the relationship, you acting of this of fear of losing the relationship. While you should be like, you know what? I have this. I have these boundaries. I have these situations. I see there is situations within. I learned that situation within me. Why do I have issues of performing? And then when the performance time comes in, guys, you are gonna understanding this beautiful part of you performing and not lying to yourself, being to your true self. And at the same time, journey is improve you, involve you of whatever you're working on. Whatever you were, you can be working on the emotional, you can work on energy, you can move working on emotional intelligence or something within yourself, however your case might be. But looking at those positions is in there, don't really, like forget about yourself because at that time, this is the first of all, the fight is you versus you, old you versus the new you. And the only thing of succeeding there is your one thing, changed behavior. Changed behavior leads to changed actions. And then your connection is going to be matured. Your connection within you is going to be much higher. And that is going to lead to higher communications and development as a journey, as a couple. Okay? Because what you practice and what you're learning personally, you're going to practice it with another person. And eventually that practice with that other person is going to be going into the collective, to the society. And that's how things have changed. That's how things been changed. Always and always and always been with this. If you guys got some any questions, you guys can pop them up at any time for it there. But giving back the mic to Paulina.
Yeah, one thing was coming to me right now. It's for people maybe to understand this difference, that it's not our job as twin flames or people on a spiritual journey. It's not our job really to maintain those connections. Like they will be flowing their natural path, whether we like it or not. Like even if we are putting too much towards it or doing not enough, those connections are eternal. And one thing I realize, it's really the only thing we have to care about is not to care about like how do we maintain it. It's just this element of a trust that whatever is meant for you will be next to you. Whoever is for you will be always next to you. They will understand that you're going through this process. They will understand that of course you're not going to compromise yourself for the sake of them or the connection, the relationship. There will be those discussions about how do we balance those things, how do we make it work the proper way. And it may happen that your partner is not even aware how much things of this turmoil is going on, but I have experienced very strong energies because since you're working with this high vibration mm, connections, there is some like protection mechanism in place that once you establish some certain level of your development and your vibration, your self power, let's say, there will be some circumstances that may put it into risk, or maybe that's you who you want to make a wrong decision that would kind of bring you a little bit lower. There will be like a strong signs for not doing it. Like there will be like it would feel like a stop sign. Your body may be showing you those signs. 3D situation may be showing you those signs. That's the way I see it. It's like once you reach your highest potential, or you're on the highest timeline, however it's being called, it's it's taking good care of itself, and you're only what do you have to do in those moments is just react on that. Don't go against that, and just really stay humble. And your logic may be confused, your emotions might be confused, because there is this constant battle, like, oh, my logic tells me this about this connection, but my emotions tell me this one. And you will be going to those extremes trying to find the right path, and that's how you may be doing some wrong decisions at some point. But if you step back, um, as I said, those higher energies will be trying to guide you back on track. Sometimes you get it right in the first place, but there are cases that sometimes you just act too much out of your logical self, or too much out of your emotional self. And this is not just how those connections are working. Everything should be done from the place of self-love and trust. That's our only goal. It's just I'm choosing the best scenario for myself. I don't feel like I'm compromising too much. I'm ready to support my partner if that's what's required. But you have this healthy balance that you see, oh yes, we've found this middle ground. Because other than that, it's just very uncomfortable place to be in. Because of course they want you to stay on the right course. So if you're going into bad direction that would be harmful for the whole environment, for you, they're gonna stop you, because that's just how it is, right? Like they are here, those energies are here to guide us. And if they see that you've done a lot of good work, they don't want you to lose this potential that you've developed. So just a little reminders that it's as scary as might seem, if you really will be acting your way from this place that, or whatever is for me, it's gonna be, it's just my highest good, or my highest plan always comes in the right place. And if I'm losing something because I'm choosing myself, that means that that was not supposed to be. That at least that's kind of way of thinking was helping me to get through those difficult tests that I had to really choose myself, and just trust that the other side will do the same, and somehow our paths all still together. because and that was one of the most difficult things actually I was dealing last couple days. I don't know, like this chat we have today, it's pretty personal because it was quite a strong example. I hope that many people will find it useful because it's, you know, it's just probably not necessarily fast that you have to go through to see that really this is the key.
Talking about this personal examples here, guys. Very kind of like it's been too much to the journey. Um, those tests that's gonna come into you one way or another. For it. This is how you practice what you preach. Okay, don't get it like something. But when you look at it inside of yourself, let me tell you what's going to happen after you get the things right. Okay, the wrong side you probably already done it. You already realize it. That's in there. The right side. See, when you get to this right side of the path in there, when they basically tell you not here, you were here before, you need to go different directions, isn't there? Maintaining maintaining yourself based on the spirituality is gonna be giving you the biggest kind of like a energy to overcome this, and your logic, your emotions or maybe a people who's gonna be seeing you from outside is like, are you crazy? Are you nuts? How are you handling all this? This should not be right. This is there is no logic is in there, and you're like, I know what I'm doing. The energies have a guidance is in there, and they're telling you how to navigate this. Here's the one thing that to hold this uh, situations in a journey has been there by staying true to yourself. It is about to understanding that your lower self is gonna come in. It's gonna tell you, are you true to my lower self? Your lower self is gonna bring some energies out of the garbage within you, like that you're hiding underneath the rug. Okay? Even if you thought that it's already clean. Did you clean the rug yet? That was another thing that we were talking about here. But to come back to this, when that lower self comes out, that is it, the last stroke. Because you change yourself in a spiritual realm, an emotional, in a psychological realm. Everything it is set up within you. You only have not proven to yourself that you can do it. And when you get that positions, even if you see for the other people as an outsider or it's something that it's out there within you, you change your behavior and you understand that lower ego self, it's leftovers. It's gonna come out in there, and that's gonna give you the freedom. It's gonna give you the light. That's giving you the energies, and then you're gonna ascend on that level. Wherever you worked on it, okay, you're gonna begin to have the maturity, the wisdom, and the energy that you already applied. Now you prove, first of all, you prove to yourself that you become the wise. The second of all, you prove to the universe that you're wise. And the third thing, you prove it to the partner that you took the wise decision. And as Paulina said here, be mindful about this sacrifice in there. Because in the sacrifice, when you forget about yourself, about your true self, guess what? You go in a war against your true self. And exactly those wars, when they start coming in there, what are you going to listen is your soul and the connection and the belief that your partner is going to be there for it. It's not like you're going to be going out and crazy and so on. But this is the overcoming path of fear. It's one of the path of a fear that a lot of the people are afraid. Okay, But when that path comes in of fear, how are you gonna face your fears? You already face them. You face them in your soul, you face them in your spirit, face them in your heart. You haven't faced them in the reality, in the 3D. And when you face them into the 3D, you're ascending above them. And then that energies that it's gonna come in to you, those new ascension energies, they're gonna be like, okay, now you can go to the next level. Now you can go and move in there. Now you're gonna enjoy even more inner peace, and you're like, oh my god, yeah, you're gonna feel it. Um, or but that is how it feels on the other side, laying down on the grass and relaxed, and peace, and you're like, okay, I got this. So back to you, darling.
Thank you. Yeah, probably there's some, maybe some tips for people to know, like, what is the difference? How does it really feel when you're doing the right things? And honestly, when you made a proper choice, there will be no doubts. There might be a discomfort because you kind of pass certain threshold, you get your expansion, you are reaching the next level, right? So it won't be comfortable right from the beginning, but there will be peace in a soul. You will not be doubting your decision. You may see the challenges that will be arising, but you feel like you're still sticking together, especially talking in a soul connections. Like, you will still feel that you're sticking together with your partner, but at the same time you maintain your individuality. While before, if the choices are poorly made, from this like wounded masculine, wounded feminine side, you may feel doubts about, oh, did I do the proper decision? Was it good for me? Was it? And it can all even influence the expression, how the connection itself, how you see the connection. It feels like, even dropping in vibrations is like, it's very hard to explain. It's like the connection should be always the same, right? But it's as if you're really compromising some parts of yourself, or you're acting from this lower self, that apparently you pass that, right? Like, you don't have those parts apparently, but if you still act sometimes from this lower self, wounded, divine, wounded masculine or wounded feminine instead of divine, it will be having ripple effect on how the connection itself is being manifested. So it can be feel like, we were talking about, like, it feels like a ping pong. That one moment you feel, oh my god, this is such a beautiful connection, and the other moment would be, oh my god, like, what is this? Like, am I supposed to be afraid of this? It's going wrong way. So it was just proving me how, mm, those choices that we make, there is immediate effect in terms of the quality of our connection, how it's really being projected in 3D. So that's why, if you want your twin flame connection to be manifesting as divine connection, you have to act from your divine feminine, divine masculine. There's no other way, because otherwise you're being switched to this lower realms, or lower expression of the connection. That's how we have toxic, um, connections, that they were all beautiful, and then suddenly you see people are having all this drama happening in their life, and they are destroying themselves. Because I can see it as like a two paths that we have, and our responsibility is here to maintain this highest expression for ourselves, because that's just ripples out and being manifested in our connection. So that was just a very thin, like a boundary that we have to maintain it, because it's, as you become a more and more sensitive on how those energies are feeling and how you're feeling about people, you can feel it's just very sudden shifts that can be happening all around.
One thing as a tips in there, as Paulina said, asking you to act from your divine personalities in there. And those energies, when they come to you, okay? They are coming for two purposes. One purpose is to test you, and another purpose is is to clean you up. After all these energies that you're going to be, the divine is going to be cleaned up through the situations of what you went through it. And then it's going to come in the gift. And it's going to give you something. Okay. There is no such a something for nothing. You clear the mess. Here is the pay. Okay. Here is this new understanding. Here is this new downloads. Here is this mutuality that comes in. And then the bond and the strength within the connection from within yourself that leads to the bond and the strength within the connections that it comes in for its divine manifesting there. But as Paulina said, divine wants you to act on the divine personality. They want to see you. Are you really that? Are you really this true soul that is embodying this body? Are you really this true soul who knows what it is, who it is? Are you truly gonna be doing that? We want to know because we put energies in you, we believe in you, we have a hope. Because when you succeed here in the 3D, the success is not only here in the 3D, the success is also upstairs. 5D, 7D, 12D, whatever D is. Okay? Because don't forget about it. What is above, so is below. What is below, so is above. It is what it is. So talking about within this, when you have this inside of you, you're gonna find a lot of strength, courage, wisdom, but most so, you're learning how to practice your true self for divine purposes. You'll practice it now. And this is going to give you not only this satisfaction with you. So, yeah, it's not going to be comfortable. Nobody says it's going to be easy. But you're going to have the satisfaction. It's like, oh, I really changed. Oh, that was easy. That was more easier than the previous time. That was much better than what I previously did. Oh, I discovered what it was the difference within me. Oh, I find out what I grew. Now I know what me, but now I learned what is the better within me. And that's staying to the true self. You're becoming to the true self. You see, between knowing and be is an action. And when you do that, you practice at that, you're going to gain this wisdom. Okay? This ascension, self-awareness, wisdom in you. That you now cooperate between heart, mind, body, and soul. They're all one. You're embodying that soul. And that's what you're here. Your soul to have the greatest experience ever exist. And that's what you call happiness. Oh, with you. So back to you, darling.
Yeah, I was trying to think like what else we should talk about because I don't want to repeat myself.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm still in this transition period, right? Because it's I'm happy that I didn't follow the old path, and just the moment I caught myself that oh my god, this is like my feminine and masculine side trying to balance it out. I was being thrown in those extremes, trying to make my choices and proper choices at the same time it was all manifesting in 3D, so it was very quick. But once the proper choice is being made, there is no doubts, and you just know that oh, that was the proper way. That was the whole purpose of this learning, the experience, that we are all learning, we are all making mistakes. Sometimes our doubts, that's what's being projected in 3D. That as soon as you can know yourself better and you know that you can deal with any situation that will arise, that's how you're manifesting this smooth experience. If you still have some doubts in your head, if you're not secure, if you still haven't developed fully your highest expression, those lessons will be coming to you to kind of like put it to the surface. It doesn't have to come from people. Sometimes it comes from people, but sometimes it's just the situation being arranged if the time comes. So very often you may feel like, oh, probably at some point I'm gonna be tested on it, and you see it coming, and then it's really being asked for you to make a proper choices. And then the good thing about making choices is anytime you make a choice, it shifts you to different timeline. And if you just make a big bad choice, you will get redirected, because this timeline, if you're in your best timeline right now, that you really feel yourself in your own skin, if you made an improper choice, it will feel so uncomfortable that you will do everything just to get back to where you were. So there is no such decisions that cannot be undone. If something cannot be undone, that means that's your path. You work with what you have. But as we go along, I think we all learn that we are here to make mistakes, we are here to make bad choices. But if you feel you are acting too much from one side or another, and you see, oh, I was not mature to make this proper choice, let me get back a little bit. So you kind of trying to get yourself into the peace, and then the rest is up to the universe, right? Like, you just the test is passed one way or another. You don't have to care about what's being manifested after that point in a 3D. It's just, it may be uncomfortable because you may be feeling that you are not mature, why you had all these doubts, and why you create all these storms in 3D level. But being gentle with yourself and just seeing has, it's all learning experience, and just focusing on, okay, what it make me realize, like, did it make me grow, did it strengthen my relationship, and all of this, trying to focus on the what was the outcome, instead of, oh my god, I was very like an emotional mess in this situation, why did I act like this. I think staying gentle to yourself and just appreciating the lesson itself, because that's what it was about in the first place, and seeing how it brought you higher. I think that's really brings this beauty of the journey itself, that you don't see those things as obstacles, but it's just those wounds that are not healed, they have to surface, because otherwise, like, you would just not have a chance to remove them. And of course, you don't want to bring it to your new life, or just to connections that you try to build. And so a little bit, this topic of gratitude was coming to us, right? Just to understand, lesson is a lesson. We don't choose our lessons here, and it's just, you just have to be grateful that after you passed, just reward yourself, and life goes on.
Yeah, it came to me right now that I skipped to say the tips up here. See, when you facing your old self in there, you can have all the positive and all the negative energies at the same time in you. Oh my God, you're gonna be like, what the heck is this coming for? You've probably been to a similar stage before. We're talking about this duality of uh, what is this? There is two things coming in towards you with the same power and the same strength from opposite directions. And there, you're gonna have positive thinking, and you're gonna have the negative thinking. You're gonna have a positive vibes, and you're gonna have the negative vibes. You're going to have all the thing. It's like you're in the heaven and the hell, and you're in the center of it. What are you going to do? Here's the tip for you. Nothing. Wait until these energies are going to be balancing themselves out. And within the balance within itself out, because the one is going to be like, hey, I'm right. You need to act that way. And the other is like, yeah, I'm right. You need to act that way. And you're like, okay, what is right? What is wrong here? Because this thing, if you have a conflict, I cannot act on the conflict. Be wise and smart within that. Okay. And then refrain from the actions is in there. Because after the storm, because those energies, they're gonna come into you. Okay. This is like a two political parties are fighting in the Congress. Okay. There's gonna be this chancellor that it's gonna come out and it's gonna be silence. Let's see what we're gonna do. Oh, we have this and this. Okay. And that's what's gonna happen, and that's what it is. It's your soul. Okay? It's gonna come in, it's gonna be a good job that you refrain from actions. And when you refrain from the actions, the wisdom starts walking within there. from your higher self. That's how you're gonna win this battle within yourself. Okay? By listening and by practicing what yourself is telling you, guiding you, giving you. The energies, the divine and so on within you guys. Okay? Hi, Butterfly. Thank you for coming in. So now, if you guys have any questions, you may ask. If not, we're kind of like pretty much done with this. But we're telling you that don't abandon yourself, don't sacrifice yourselves because you're going to be ending up in a war with yourself. While the divine is going to be coming in and helping both of you. And it's not about to sacrifice within the connection. It's not about to indulge the other person so they can stay in the connection. It is about to be the true self. So it can be the connections as true as it is. So that's what it is.
Yeah, that's a big lesson of detachment sometimes, right? Because like you may feel insecure, you may feel like, oh my god, that's such a beautiful connection. What if I lose it? And then it's like you have to be okay with even those kinds of thoughts. So that was, that's a big of a release and detachment you have to do. And sometimes it's not easy. Like, are you still comfortable you with yourself? Like, or it's gonna be the end of the world for you. So it's really testing your strength. And you can be in one soul connection, another soul connection. But at the moment that you will keep losing this self-belief and just this individualism that you are gonna be okay no matter what the situation, you'll be getting into those situations. And it will be kind of orchestrated to remind yourself, like, are you still okay on your own, or do you really need your partner, need another person to be with you? Are there still fears for you? So I can see how it's, of course, like, it strengthens the connection, because it's anytime it happens, and anytime two partners that are super okay on their own, they still decide to be with someone, that's this additional power that comes. Like, we are not acting from the place of dependency, not out of fear because I cannot be on my own. It's just, okay, let me be with someone who is okay with themselves, but we still decide to be together because it's more powerful. But it was good that you mentioned that, sometimes it's just the best thing to do is just to refrain from actions, because storms, as much as intense they can be, they pass. Like, sooner or later they pass. And if you're really not sure how to act, sometimes it's really better to wait it out. There might be situations that there is no time to wait it out, because the universe wants to perform the test, right, for you. So it brings the test, you have to say yes or no. And then you have these scenarios that either you said the right thing or wrong thing. So those are two situations I think people will be finding themselves in, depending on what kind of scenario they're at. Like, are they practicing their patience and just kind of managing their emotions, or are they practicing their decisiveness? And there are some certain choices that have to be made on the journey. And as much as you want to postpone because you're afraid to take responsibility, you have to make those choices. So that's how we jump from those timelines, right? So just to get on the right track.
And here, how we telling you that if you have any codependency issues, you have in there, how you actually the journey is gonna ask you to turning into interdependence. Don't forget about it. The interdependence power is that the thing that keeps actually the connection proper. Those are two different forces who coming to work together in union under the one thing. What can we do together? That is actually later on the guy's gonna learn that it's the universal principle and their creation for it. But this is what interdependence is. While the codependency is depending from each other and it's operating from fear, the interdependence, it's operating from abilities, capabilities, and love for what can we achieve together. So either you have the one or the other. You may find yourself in codependency because you are raised in fears. and you are afraid to let it go, and so on and so on. But when the new energies and your ascension paths are coming in and they teaching you about all this, you change yourself. And when you change yourself, you're practicing that change. The benefit is first of all is you, then is your partner, then is the universe, then is the society. And that's what we're hoping, guys, that this can help some of you here. All right. Thank you guys for coming because I don't see your questions because I know this is a high level topic and so on and something. But we appreciate you guys that are watching us and supporting us. And come back to up here in the channel. If you have any informations or anything you guys want us to discuss, we'll be gladly help out up here. So thank you guys for coming. And here is your gift from us. Take it as much as you need it. Hello, guys.
Everyone. Thank you, Butterfly. Going back into self love healing. That's always, you have to take rest sometimes, but in the end, it's all about self love. If you forget, they will be reminding you.
And definitely will.
Mm, thank
See
you.
you next time, guys. Still up.
Bye.